Candace Michelle here, and I am doing monthly readings for October 2018. So the astrology sign that I will be reading today in the spread is for Cancer, and this is for the month of October 2018. So exciting. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started with our spread today. And the first question in our spread is, what are my previous events or feelings that have recently come to pass? Wah! So, the first card in our spread today is going to be the Ten of Cups. So that is our first card in our spread. Woohoo! And this refers to either previous events or feelings that have recently come to pass. The Ten of Cups is the ultimate card in the suit of love and happiness. Love and happiness for Cancers. Ooh. The Romantics, which is us Cancers, because I'm a Cancer as well. We're very romantics. This card is telling us that you have found the one that you've been looking for. The perfect realization of emotional love. When the Ten of Cups shows in a reading, it represents happiness in one's home life. Together with the promise of lasting success in a relationship, it symbolizes commitment and content, love with permanency. This card frequently appears when marriage is in the cards. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So things in recent past have been going well for Cancers and their relationships. They've been feeling very happy and in love with their significant others. The next card in our spread is the Temptress. What does the Temptress say? So the question that is associated with the card the Temptress is, what is currently happening in my present situation? And in the present situation, the Temptress is an interpretation. The Temptress represents moderation, having patience, the ability to comprise and find satisfactory solutions, diplomatically and corporations, and balanced emotions. It is a card of successful integration, opposing forces. With harmony and compatibility, it just suggests the perfect union. It also represents a receptive environment for reconciliation to take place. Justice represents balance throughout. The Temptress for balanced emotions. As always, a lovely and gentle card when it appears in a reading. The Temptress angel brings healing. So that is excellent news for us Cancers at the present moment. We have this overwhelming balance in our relationships and in our home life where we feel at ease. The next question in our spread is, what can I expect to be revealed to me in the weeks ahead? And that card is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords. The Two of Swords symbolizes a stalemate situation, or one in which a deadlock exists. You may feel that you need to make a decision, yet are unable to move one way or another due to feelings of confusion. This is what will be revealed to us in the weeks ahead. We will feel confused, and we need to look at the situation logically and try a new approach. If you want to break the deadlock, you have to think of things logically and find a logical way of dealing with them. There is always something that can be done. In the eyes of the universe, no decision is a small decision. So it's far better to take an active part in your destiny. When it says to take an active part in your destiny, it's reminding us in the weeks ahead, we're going to have to make a decision, but this decision is going to have to be made logically and not emotionally. With Cancers, we tend to be emotional people. So it's better to make a logical decision than an irrational emotional decision. And it's better to make a decision than not to make a decision at all. So be wary of that to come up in the weeks ahead. The next card that we have in our spread today is, what do I need to be mindful of when it concerns my health and well-being? So the next card that's in our spread is the Seven of Cups. And this has to do with the health and well-being that is coming to you. Now this card is in representation of the last card that we just read, which is what we can expect in the weeks to come. In the weeks to come, it was talking about that we're going to have to make a decision and that we need to think about it logically. So that's going to tie into our health and well-being. Okay? The Seven of Cups symbolizes a situation where you may feel many choices are possible. And it's going to cause you to feel overwhelmed, and your imagination is going to run away with you. The difficulty lies in actually making a decision. So don't get so caught up in getting yourself so stressed out about this decision that you're going to have to make. You need to look at the situation in a particular manner and view your choices realistically and decide which part you want to pursue. Which path do you want to pursue? You need to think about this decision logically, and I'm not saying to not take it lightheartedly, but what I am warning you on is to think about all the components of it and then make your decision logically, but don't stress out to the point where you're going to be so overwhelmed with having to make this decision that you are living in a fantasy world. The imagination can present itself unrealistically. So don't let your imagination run away with you, because when you do that, Cancer, you are not thinking logically and responsibly. You're living inside of your head, and your imaginations cannot always be the truth. So the phrase I keep seeing coming into my head a lot this month for a lot of zodiac signs, not just Cancer in particularly, is you need to be aware that reality is reality and fantasy is fantasy. And sometimes it's easy for Cancers to cross that line and make their fantasies into reality, and it causes shifts and problems within our environment. So when you're having to make this decision for your well-being, do not get over stressed out. This is a feeling that I have that it's not going to be a life or death decision that you need to make, but it's better to make a decision logically than not making a decision at all. So the cards are saying that the imagination can present things unrealistically, so that danger is here is not, if nothing is to be done, you could find yourself left empty-handed. Therefore, exercise care. Take a particular method and a sensible approach to making your choice. And that pretty much ties into what I was saying before. Don't stress yourself out. Just look at all the aspects of the decision that you're going to have in the weeks ahead and think about it and actually make a logical decision on it. Because if you avoid it, and I know with myself as a Cancer, sometimes I tend to live in that fantasy world and think, oh, if I just ignore this, oh, if I don't come to a decision on this, that everything's just gonna magically happen and everything's gonna be okay. But this time, it's saying that you need to make a decision and not run away from it. The next question in our spread today for Cancers is, what are the next steps needed to move forward in my career to become successful? And that card is the Two of Cups. Now the Two of Cups in the spread is reversed. And so the meaning is, although that you've been hurt before in a relationship, this is now the time to let go. Your reluctancy will end up in isolation. Now, since this is referring to your career and what steps are needed to move forward, it's saying that I think maybe you might have some trust issues going on with your partner, Cancer, and it's not coming from your partner, it's coming from you, and it stems from things that have happened to you in the past. Because we are emotionally driven, we tend to let our emotions rule us. And sometimes those emotions aren't based on logical, realistic things. They are based on our imagination. So, it says that if you're not careful, that you will end up in isolation. It also says that it indicates that you are living too much in a fantasy world and you are not in true touch with what is needed to make a true commitment. You must take a look at your current relationship. May be one-sided, but do not hold back feelings. Don't be afraid of communicating. What is left unsaid can be misunderstood. Without learning these skills, this card indicates a possible breakup or divorce. The key to success is being available for each other, and it's telling you basically that this is not coming from your partner, this is coming from you. So there is the potential where you need to have a happy home life first in order to move to the next steps of your career. Because if you're going to work and you're stressing out about some fantasy that you have in your head, for example, let's say that you think that your boyfriend is doing something that he's not supposed to be, and then because your emotions rule you, Cancer, you start letting it get the best of you. And it starts to affect your job. It starts to affect your career. It starts to affect everything around you. So instead of being emotionally based this month coming up in October, Cancer, what you really need to do is you need to think of things logically. You need to really sit down and open that line of communication with your partner and express to them how you're feeling and express to them your insecurities, just to have that reinforcement to know that everything is all right and you two are both on the same page. When it talks about the relationship could be one-sided, Your partner could be head over heels for you and so in love with you that they don't even want to do anything with anyone else. But because you've been hurt and emotionally scarred in the past, Cancer, you're going to let that affect your everyday life. So definitely for in your career's sake, you need to get your home life straight. You need to talk to your partners. You need to be open. You need to have that commitment to actually putting forth your best self into the relationship. If you want to be successful in your career, you have to take care of yourself first. So, the next card in our spread today is, in what direction is my love life headed for the weeks ahead? This card is going to be the Justice card. The Justice card, the Justice card. Dun, 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 the Justice card. So we have the Justice card for our sixth card in our spread, which is, what direction is my love life headed in the weeks ahead? Now this is really, really, really ironic because the Justice card in one of the decks that I am using is the Strength card. And this is a positive card. It is an interpretation card. And it says that the qualities such as patience and diplomacy, often opposed to aggression combined with courage, will achieve the required results in being successful. The Strength card reveals that you have a reserve of inner strength that provides you with more power than you realize. This can be expressed through quiet determination. This card can also symbolize feminine charms to which men scramble. So it is particularly strong in the women's readings regarding relationships. So for what you can look for in your love life ahead is that, Cancer, you are a very wild woman. And when I say wild, I mean you could have any person you wanted in the entire world, because Cancers tend to have this charismatic confidence about themselves. And when you put off that confidence, because you are a strong individual, it makes people crazy for you. It really does. So you need to be aware that you do have the strength inside of you and that you have more power than you realize. And so this is necessarily a good card when it comes to your relationship. So, and it is tying in with the rest of the read so far, because it's saying that when it comes to your love life, don't be afraid to go to your partner. Don't be afraid to tell them your insecurities and how you feel. Because when you do that, you're opening up to them. Don't be afraid to be able to be open with your partners, because communication is the key. And when you do this and you open up to them and you show how confident and brave you are to them, it's just going to make them want you even more. So whatever kind of issues you had going on in the past with past relationships or past heartbreaks, it's time to let that go. It's time to release that and actually fully be able to heal yourself to the point where you can make a commitment in your relationship. That is where that you are headed for the weeks ahead in your love life, Cancer. And so the next card that we have in our spread today goes along with the question, what are my challenges and warnings for the weeks ahead? And it's so funny because that is actually another Strength card, but it is reversed. So your warnings and your challenges for the weeks ahead are possible setbacks, self-doubt, weakness, alterations, Misuse of power, disharmony, patience, and fear of the unknown. It can represent a person who victimizes others, which leads to isolation and discord. Abusing your authority will have negative effects on others, and they will harbor resentment towards you. You can be intimidating and overbearing. On the other hand, the card represents someone who is lacking in confidence and who might be needy of others to a fault. You might also be overtaken by narcissism, physical desire, and envy. In relationships, you may be feeling inadequate or insecure. You may be wondering if your partner's feelings for you are as strong as you have for them. It may also indicate that someone in your life may be abstained and overbearing. So the challenges and the warnings for the weeks ahead, Cancer, actually tie into everything that we still have been talking about here. In your relationship card, you have the power. But what you need to remember in this power and what your challenges and your weaknesses are going to be for the month ahead is that you need to be on constant alert of when you are using your powers, you're using them for good and you are not using them for evil. So do not misabuse your power. This is the warnings. This is the challenges. You have to do this with good, open, honest intentions. And if you are not using this for good, honest, open intentions, it's going to be your downfall. You're going to lose everything that you've been working so hard for in a relationship. So be open, be honest with your partner. Tell them about your insecurities. Tell them how you feel. I mean, it's very, very, very important for you to express this stuff with your partners because it is going to affect your whole everything next month, Cancer. Your whole everything is going to be affected by this. But in the same sense, with the warnings and the challenges for next couple weeks that's ahead of us, you also need to remember that you need to stay graceful. You need to stay humble with this stuff. Do not misuse your power. Do not. Because it will really lead to your downfall in relationships and you could wind up empty-handed out of the whole situation instead of actually being in a happy relationship where you want. So don't be sneaky, Cancers. Don't be sneaky. Go to your partners. Talk to them about what's going on. Do not misuse your powers. The next question in our spread today is something I need to let go in order to move forward to the weeks ahead. And that card we have is the King of Summers reversed. The King of Summers. King of Cups. Let's see. The King of Cups. Let's see. All right, so the King of Cups is reversed, and this is for something I need to let go in order to move forward in the weeks ahead. The card represents someone who won't accept reality. It is unable to express feelings and believe that no one will ever fully understand him or her. They feel that they have no control. And it may also be an indication that you are overdoing it and being self-centered. Be careful of abusing substances, Cancer. This card can also indicate someone unfaithful. The card can also mean that there is someone giving you a message that cannot be trusted. There is knowledge being used to take advantage of business and financial matters. This individual is to be avoided at all costs. There are some deals being made behind your back and people are being played against each other. Be careful of this rudeness hypocrite. This person will use your emotional blackmail to create scandals. It is important to keep your emotions in check. Do not react immediately and take time to think things through. So do you remember in the beginning of this spread where we were talking about you're going to have to make a decision? But the decision that you need to make doesn't need to affect your overall health. It should be a logical decision. I'm getting the feeling that the unfaithful part in this spread may be Cancers, that you have someone from your past that is showing up to you. And this person may be using your emotional side to get what they want instead of what you want. So, what you need to do is you need to let go of this person. You need to let go of this person and you need to be able to move forward with your life. So, this person may blackmail you. This person may make you feel like you're being self-centered. So definitely in this reading for next month for October, Cancers, you need to be wary of who you are listening to. Decisions that you make for your life and the path that you take for yourself has to come from within you. So just be mindful, Cancers, that you are expressing how you feel to your partner. Express to them how you feel insecure. Express to them that you have feelings that they don't feel for you the same way. Because if you don't do this, it's going to lead to you feeling inadequate in the relationship, therefore making way for the opportunity for you to do something that you would normally not do in everyday logical life that could result in you losing everything. So definitely, Cancers, there's a lot going on for next month, especially in your love life for October. So listen to your gut intuitions and be mindful that not everyone has the best interest at heart for you. You know what's best for you. You honestly know what's best for you. You know what's best for the situation. You need to work on letting go of past hurt, past anger that you have in relationships so that you can have a happy balance in your life with everything that's going on. Talk to your partners. Talk to your partners. Don't do anything rash. Make logical decisions and everything is going to be okay. Do not go down the path of darkness. Choose to stay on the correct path and you will have everything that you want in your relationship. That is all that I have for the reading today for Cancers for October 2018. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe to the link on my YouTube channel. And you can also follow me on Facebook. I will be back next month for November's reading. You guys have a great day. Bye.